Okay. And you've been spamming Kindred from what I can see. What is your...
Yeah.
Let me take a look here at your op.gg. Let's have a look. 112 games of Kindred, 48 Shyvana, and pretty much that's it. Okay, so the Kindred win rate I think is of grave concern to us both. I think, yeah.
Yep.
That is unfortunate. But I don't think...
Yeah.
I think that's not so much always an indictment on your ability, but it's an indictment on the effectiveness of Kindred in your particular elo range. I feel like most people will say, listen, if you love Kindred, if you love the champion, I say this all the time, I play Zyra jungle because I like Zyra jungle. I mean, I don't play it on my main because I know as soon as I do that, any Diamond Master Chief jungle is going to say, hey, good night, you die. And I'm not going to be able to do anything. And in terms of Silver, it's not so much that you might not be able to control the champion or do much with the champion. It's that, will you have sufficient lane support to do what's necessary to get Kindred fed? So what is your early game plan then in general?
So typically what I do is I go buff Gromp, and I look for a good gank, either mid or top. And then I just kind of play it by ear from that point in time, try to take objectives where I can. Yeah, I guess in general I feel like I don't have as much agency in affecting the course of the game with Kindred as I do with Shyvana.
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like I'm wondering if I don't communicate well enough, because it doesn't seem like I have quite the same like ability to carry a game, I guess, one versus the other. But that's part of why I'm doing this coaching thing.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna identify what the issues are. Now, how do you identify where the enemy jungler started in terms of like you know the Udyr started bot now because bot lane was okay.
Because you can see that bot had a delayed arrival there, so you know he started blue side, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Good. Yep. Good. Just gotta check. Twitch chat, if he's too quiet, let me know. I can turn the stream up a bit more, but he's max on Discord. But yeah, just let me know. Okay, so we do this. It's pretty straightforward. Decent kiting. Okay, so Udyr is a problem if he gets in your face. And now immediately I'm seeing
a good wrap around there. Right?
He does a wraparound, so he did all of blue side into mid lane. So you react nicely. You've put the mark on the Udyr, I suppose. Yep. We flash. Boom, baby. Nice. We miss our E. We get it. We get the slow, but you're not going to be able to chase him down. You're not going to get him. So that's fine. But now we want to look for the... Okay. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate timing.
Right.
But I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Okay, so the only thing I would say is you have vision here. Let's see what happens first, actually. You should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, you should be fine. This is a good start. What would your game plan be in this moment? You've just taken a crab, you've done 3 camp, you got a gank. Raptors and Krugs can of course be difficult.
Let's see, I think it's I go Raptors, then Krugs, and I look for something bot lane, maybe, is what I do there.
Okay.
Just kind of sequence in that general direction, see if there's something to be done.
Okay. The issue is now, you know full well, so from my perspective, obviously, you know the Udyr ditched. And the fact that the Udyr shoved bottom side level 3 means he did all these camps. That means once you shoved him away, he's most likely going top side. So my only counterpoint would be, your mid lane is not there, so it's very difficult to double scuttle. But at the same time, I feel like if you're aware of this, make sure you ping this out to your Darius, because he's shoving. So your jungle sensor should tingle and say, okay, Udyr's top side, please back off. Just for communication's sake, yeah. But you are Kindred. And the thing is, Kindred in Korea right now is being used on a level 1 invade, level 2 invade, bottom lane with Taric. Their level 2 is so strong that people are really playing hyper aggressive. And that's why it does better in high elo, because you need lane states that can sort of support that aggressive playstyle. Your support dies.
Oh yeah, and I straight up int right here.
Okay.
Great.
So I think if you're having a... Yeah, so you're having a... When I look at your BGG, there's too many deaths a game, and I think that's probably a good indication of what happens. Yeah, that's just inting. No, not literally inting. That's just... It's sort of greed, you know?
Yeah. I overestimated my ability to kill that Ash, basically, is what happened
Yes,
there.
I agree with you. So here, what do you want to do next?
Good farm, play it safe. Try to maybe stay ahead of the Udyr, farming-wise, and see if I can gain an advantage elsewhere, because that early scuffle did not go very well in my favor.
No,
right?
I mean, you could have just let it be.
Yep.
You could have held the wave a bit, go back to base with a bit more experience. But I feel like here you're missing the opportunity. I think you sense they're on Dragon, but it's okay to give it up. So for me, I would say, right, oi, Mark. That's how you scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would just be going straight to that. You should be going
Okay.
straight to that, Mark. Straight to it. You're not going to contest this. This currently now is counter to your desire to be ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look to fight a lot? Like with Kindred, or in general, do you like to try and take these fights like this?
Yeah, well, like, if I see a good pick or something, right?
Yeah. So here, I wouldn't even take this. I mean, your bot lane is in base. And basically now, you're forcing yourself to... You're taking yourself off the map. Because you're going to be very low. Okay, we go topside. Okay, so you get there in the end. Okay, so for me, the basic premise here is what you outlined to me was good. I want to farm, I want to stay ahead of the Udyr experience, and I don't want to give up map pressure. By forcing, say, hey, they're on Dragon, let me go down and ward it, you're giving him what he wants. You're giving him time. Because he's in position, he's going to get the Dragon. There's no ways you beat him in a 1v1 if you queue into him. You got to make sure you're kiting out his range, but he has E, you know, and Predator, so Udyr is a very tough matchup for a lot of jungles in a fist-to-fist fight. I would have just gone straight to this, and as soon as your jungle senses say, hey, he's on Dragon, and you're busy doing the crab, and the Dragon goes down, well, okay, I'll take his Raptors. Because during that whole time, you could have done the Scuttle, he kills this, you could have done the Raptors, and the Krugs, been high HP, and maybe been in a position if your Darius is here. If your Darius is not here, obviously not, but if your Darius is here, maybe a gank on the Vayne. You see that?
Sure.
So like the whole plan you gave to me was great, and I'm thinking, okay, go get the Mark. That's 2 freebies on the Scuttle. Very nice. You don't often get that with Kindred. Let me take your Raptors. Let me take your Krugs. Maybe this is gank top lane. If there isn't, okay, I sequence down to my Gromp, then I sequence down to my Wolves, and now you've just taken 3/4 of the map to yourself. That gives you huge experience lead. So don't, if the enemy's taking, if the enemy is taking the Dragon, feel forced to go and ward and check and counter it. You know? Don't feel forced. Here's a little bit of waffling. So I think you're looking for a gank in the mid lane. Level 6 Malphite.
Yeah. And I'm just like, nah, he's way too pushed up. Never mind.
Unless you have the reaction speed and the spacing to Q that or flash that, I don't think you should. By walking so far up top lane, you revealed yourself. That's worth noting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you're sort of a little bit indecisive with Kindred.
Yeah.
I think you need to be more confident in the damage output, but in the right situation, you know? Like less than half HP bottom lane into a minion wave. No. But I'm level 5 full HP. Like, you could be... Oh, that's another thing. How good are you at getting marks? Hold up, Twitch chat, I want to reverse field. See, in this situation, you've got 40 seconds after you take this for the respawn, right? It's 40 seconds, right, chat? So once you take this, you got 40 seconds. Because the Udyr is still out of the picture, I think you should start hitting plants to look for things. Because you could have been able to, in reality, actually get 3 marks from this, right? You take the Scuttle. Okay, now the time is going. Go on up. Take the Krugs. Now watch what happens. Take the plant, right? Don't walk too far up. Okay, so the vision, just for reference, look at this. This is, if they ward in the river here, this is the vision. Approximately halfway, right? Between the edge of the pit. So, if you are in doubt that this is warded, and you go for this plant here, just stay out of vision. Just stay on the bottom side of it to avoid any risks, right? So despite your face check, I say, I want to go contest the Baron. Great. I want to fight the Udyr. Okay, not a good decision, but I live. That's cool. I take my Raptors. I go up. I say free mark. Excellent. Now you should know, okay, right, I got 40 odd seconds. Let me take the plant. Don't walk to where there might be vision, because you don't know. Hop over, take his Krugs, and then you'll get another mark spawning on the Raptors. That'd be 3 for you. Because remember, 4 marks with Kindred is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking for versus an Udyr. So now look here, you done Grump, you done Blue, and the mark is spawned on the Raptors. So you could be there right now. And if I show you where the Udyr is, he was on the bottom side the whole time. He's coming up, you would have been in and out. You just smite it and you leave.
Yeah.
I think there was a play there to be had that was a bit more, Udyr's not here, I'm Kindred, I'm ahead. Let me take his jungle, let me reset my mark, let me get that. And then fall back, and now you control your blue side jungle, and now you can go back to base.
Sure.
So I think with Kindred, if you're going to play Kindred and Elo, you should be getting your 4th mark very quickly just because they don't position properly. They don't time it. Whereas if you can learn the marks, I would advise trying to learn them. When they go from Scuttle to Gromp and Raptors, when they go to the Krugs, Raptors and Gromp, and when they go to Wolves and Krugs, you know?
Yeah, and it sounds like more proactively tracking where the enemy jungler is would be instrumental in getting that to happen, because I think beyond that initial phase of the game, like, I don't do a whole lot of that. I'm just kind of like, okay, I know I started blue, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, like, you see your sustain in the jungle here with your rune set is decent. I mean, you're staying alive, you're able to get through the AoE camps. But now what happens, you see, is the Grump is spawned with it. So essentially, if you had done what I said, realizing that the Udyr was on the bottom side, and you stole his whole top side, and you went and took your blue side, you go back to base. This dude's lost. You're already almost level 7 compared to his level 5, huh? You already have significantly more experience, and that's including your detour. If you literally eradicated the detour, you might have been in a position to be 2 levels up already. You should have actually, you should be 2 levels up. So I think listen to your subconscious there, in that dragon moment. But I still think you should be looking for some action. Ashe sucks. Ashe sucks. He just revealed you. Okay. Good. Okay, kill the ward. Kill the ward. Yeah. That sucks. That sucks, but yeah, all of that is fine. Nothing you can do about that. That very good. All of that's good. I like it. But remember, by showing you give up Herald Prio, so once that happens, so I think your intention there is good. Let me go gank. Let me loop. A little less hesitation would have been good. You cleared the vision. There's nothing you can do, right? That vision is now gone for next time. I think in this case, you should know your mark is on the Grump, right? You see that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This dude just took Herald and is on top side. I think you should be on that right now.
Okay, noted.
That should be on that. Mark tracking is your big thing. Because you can see them here, and you know they warded it, but if you just hop over use a plant even, but you don't need to. Hop over the Dragon Pit wall, skedaddle over, say, hello Grump, hello Wolves. That's 2 moments the Udyr has been on the opposite side of the map to you, and you could have taken his whole jungle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if you're looking to farm a lot, and get your mark stacking, this should be your 4th mark right now. This Grump should be your 4th mark. A dragon is spawning for you. You can take his wolves. And because this dude is now back to mid lane, by the time you've done the Grump and the wolves, this guy's still topside. You can now gank again over the wall and try and kill the bottom lane.
Sure.
So both times in your situation, the map read was, the Udyr is taking something, but I can take more. Because you're okay giving up a Herald. You're okay giving up a dragon versus an Udyr. I mean, it's going to happen. But if you can get double his, if you can be 2 levels up against him and have total mark control, no one's beating you, you know? Like, you don't necessarily have to force the ganks. Although I think looking for them as you did is fine. The bottom lane is unfortunate, but the Krugs were going to be there regardless, right? So the whole time the Udyr is on the top side and now ganking mid lane, you've done your Krugs. So the action that he had on the map was lazy and slow. We should have punished that severely, I think.
Oh, like go up there and try to cut him off?
No, I mean, like, he should have no jungle left, and the dragon should be dead already.
Oh, sure, okay.
Yeah. But this is good, too. My plus minus is... Okay, we got our E. You don't always need to lead with it. You can use your W and Q to position, use your E a little afterwards so you can get execute, but... we're able to do damage and get the kill. Yeah, try not. You don't always have to use your E up front, but obviously for the slow.
Sometimes I use it a little bit early because I like the slow.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Catch up.
Yeah, it's fine.
But like optimal damage.
Let's do the dragon. So your Vlad very okay. See, my issue with Kindred is you need lane prior to help you. Our Kindred resident Kindred expert is basically saying auto Q, W auto, and then you E. Auto Q, here's the auto reset. Activate your W. Auto, your Q should be off cooldown, so you can use it after your E. But again, if you're in the Discord, you can ping Hayward. He will help you with the specific Kindred mechanics. But in this situation, for me, you should be on full max 100%.
Sure.
100%. Because this dude is a silver jungler, and you are playing a champion that is designed for the high elo to carry with. Which means your farming and your scaling is actually obscene. And have you moved your mark at all off of the Udyr? No. So in that case, you wanted to spam gank bottom lane. So that first time you came bottom lane here, this moment, right? Okay. Right here, I think you can afford to say, right, the Udyr is top side. Let me mark the bottom lane because that's what I want to gank. And the fact that it's warded is even better, actually, because the mark lets them know you're there, but they see you anyway, right? So we go ahead, we clear the vision, great. The Malphite cuts you off, you say, oh, run away, Monty Python, okay. You put the vision down, great. Now, the mark is on them, and now you think 2 steps ahead, right. Dude just took Herald, in, take Grump, take Wolves, come back down using the plant, kill bottom lane, the 3 of you can do a dragon, and this guy's still topside. And like,
yeah, and that'd be 4 marks, yeah.
Yeah, and that quick decision making, and including the fact that you should have got the Raptor mark, yeah. You would have taken his whole jungle twice. Yeah, and had full marks. And you would have had to gank to get them. That's a sweet spot, right? A Kindred who can go ahead and get all those things without the risk of bad lane prio. In low elo, that's what you need. So I think if you're going to play Kindred in this MMR range, when you have these situations that you're sort of gifted the map by the enemy jungler because they don't know what they're doing, and you have much better actions, your body language is better, you should be able to take a whole bunch of stuff from them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like once you recognize those little tells, like, oh, he took dragon, okay, I take your jungle. Oh, he took herald, okay, I take your jungle.
Right.
Him taking those objectives tells you where he is. Okay, would be careful about staying too long. We got the 1,000, but I mean that's good camp sequencing. The Udyr's gonna be here though. Run! Yeah. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate for the Udyr.
Yeah, he straight up ints right here. Yep.
He just gives you a freebie.
He could have just walked away.
He could have just walked. Yeah, he's not going to though.
Yeah.
But for me, that's the issue, right? A dude runs at your face as Kindred. You're low from clearing. You gotta leave. You're playing Warwick or Shyvana in this elo. You say no, you die. I kill you now. And I think that's the issue. If you had a game, right? If you had this exact same game where you had lanes pushed against you and all these marks are up, you couldn't even risk going for them because they would just collapse and kill you. You know? If you wanted to skirmish with Kindred, which is what you want to do because they're very good duelists, and you start to go invade the Udyr and you start to fight him, well, the lanes might, I mean, it's silver, so maybe they don't, but you're at risk of the lanes killing you. So those freebie moments for marks, for counter jungling, for fighting is you must, if you're going to play it in this elo, you must take it. Because they're missed opportunities. You're still 2 levels up on the dude. Okay, rotate for the gank. Oh, you missed that one. You see that?
Yeah. This is what I think. When I was watching it a second time, I noticed I spent too much time focusing on farming there.
And that's another thing.
Intervened.
Yeah.
Could have intervened a little bit earlier.
Yes. See, that's another thing. You see, Kindred does require you to pay a bit more attention to your farm. Whereas Warwick, you could just stand there AFK, go get a snack. Same with Shyvana once you're fed enough.
Sure.
I mean, I'm talking, it's difficult for me because I'm talking with a lot of experience. I'm sort of expecting the Udyr to do this, so I would have gone directly there anyway. But I mean, happens. Your lane get ganked. Make sure you're farming is the main thing. So I'm not gonna fault you necessarily. Here we go. Is he inting again?
Oh yeah, he does.
Kill him. All right. Did you switch your mark into someone?
Probably not. I think I was a little bit. I think I was a bit lazy with the marks.
Ashe and Senna fed. Yep. So that, I mean, I'm counting. You should be on 5 if you had switched it. Bottom lane, Grump and Raptors were missed. Okay. Where do you want to go next now? Obviously, things haven't gone exactly as planned.
Top side. Clear up my top side. Probably.
Okay. So
Maybe
what?
go for that other mark. I'm not sure what I do here.
Okay. So this guy's bottom side. You can probably beat Udyr 1v1. So you've got Warrior. With PTA. So essentially your Kindred mechanics in this situation, if they were fluid enough, would have our Kindred one trick, our high-low Kindred one trick is in the chat. He's basically saying you can probably with refined mechanics get 3 kills there on that tower. Then again, he's known to be quite aggressive, not very reserved. But at that point, I think here you've got to think as a Kindred main. Imagine 4 marks. I see this guy diving. You've got PTA. You can one-shot Senna with E. That's just gonna chunk her completely. So I think this is something to think about. Given the amount of games you've played, how often would you go for this? How confident are you actually going for this? With Warrior, you know, say you have 5 marks, which you should have. How confident are you going for this 3v2? On a scale of 1 to 10.
6.
See, use your E on the Udyr, which I don't think you needed to do. You could have used it on the Senna.
Yeah. I wanted to slow him down, and then...
Yeah, you could have used it on the Senna, and then you could have killed her. And remember, the movement and your abilities, you've got heals as well, so... Press the attack. Yeah, press the attack, guys. Okay. We go back to base. We want to go top side now. But that's twice you told me where you wanted to go, and you went the opposite direction in the game.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's part of the skill set, right? It's making sure you identify the game. Here we
I do
go.
recall being very farm focused this game though in general, so
This is risky. Yeah, that's not what we want. But we can still fight it out. Darius is coming. You mustn't be afraid to fight this with Kindred. You should be autoing the whole time. Because if you had 4 marks, you'd have increased attack range. You could easily kite that out. You could easily just be doing DPS chasing them down because you have greater attack range than the Vayne, and the Malphite, and of course the Udyr. So I think overall that's a good fight, but don't be too afraid to stick around and auto attack between cooldowns on your W and your Q and so on. Like you should. I don't think you should have run from that. That should have been at least another 2 kills for you. The bottom lane should have been 2 kills. That should have been at least 2 kills, I feel. Heralds is a good read. Good. Yeah, good. They do dragon. Don't forget to Q behind so you can hit the eye. You're just attacking it from the front. If you hit, yeah, Q behind, hit the eye. Yeah. Take the crab. You could have taken the crab still. But that's
right. And then we just kind of defend the tower here at this point. I'm pretty sure.
There we go.
It's long.
Order. Do DPS. Yeah. There we go. Good. Did you switch your mark out? Okay, you did. You got the mark on the Malphite there. So finally you reach 4 marks. Okay. Flash by the Senna. See now, the reason why I said... Hold on, let's let it play out. So the reason I said take that crab is because it would have given you vision of the Udyr roaming down, so you could have made a bit more of an informed decision about your ins and outs here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
But it just seems to me there's a lot of hesitation on your damage output. You're playing one of the best scaling champions in the game. But I feel like in this elo, it's not going to be maximized because you sort of play around the nature that you capitalize on those early game moments, you know? Count on jungle, mark, gank, dragon. That's you being ultra fed. That's the goal with Kindred. You need to be ultra fed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I mean, this is all like what I'm seeing is a good base. Like you've got a really solid foundation.
Yeah.
Would you say this is a? Would you say this is indicative of your usual Kindred games?
I mean, not everyone, but it's yeah, I would say relatively. I mean, some games I perform worse, some games I perform a little bit better, but this is one that I did at least the farming part of it, I think, pretty well, right?
Yes. Your farming was good. There you go. Take her out.
Oh yeah, and okay, so here I got my own critique here. I took 2 tower hits I didn't need to. I could have waited for the Herald to smash into it first.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And then
Twice.
I could help push more. Yeah.
Yes. Twice. Yeah, you just go in and Q her, E her.
Yeah.
You've activated
Yeah.
W. I mean, yeah, you took all the damage you didn't need to.
Yep.
That happened twice. Here as well. You should just sort of queue into the fight. You take a whole bunch of damage, and now you've got to go do what you wanted to do with no health. Like here as
Right.
well. Now you should be full HP, with Herald shoving this, invading his jungle, saying thank you for your Grom, thank you for everything, because this dude's on top side. Like
Yeah.
this should be a whole continuous push right now. This should be 2 towers into inhib tower even. But because you're scared because you lost your HP, yeah.
Yeah, I just go right back to farming. Like, oh, I'm gonna go back to
Yeah,
play safe,
I mean,
you know?
for me, it's about recognition of the map. So, 3 times we've had moments where you could have taken everything from the Udyr. Everything. And 3 times you could have recognized where the rest of the team was to do so. The first one was, of course, when he was on Dragon, doing the topside stuff. The second time was, of course, when he was on Herald, and you doing the bottom side equivalent. And the third time here is here. Because the Senna and the Malphite are mid lane. The Udyr and the Vayne are top lane. And even with your current state of HP, which is unfortunate, you should immediately say, hey, wait a second. We got a Herald, we got a mini wave, I'm Kindred, I could go look for Grom for heals. Okay, we'll keep pushing. So I feel like your pressure here is gone. And it shouldn't be. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like you've said, okay, I did a good job. I'm gonna go do Krugs. But you should be saying, I did a good job. Let me keep doing more. You know, you're not taking enough. You're not taking enough from the enemy's bad positioning. Yes, you're 2 levels up, and your farming of your own jungle was good. What wasn't good was you could have also farmed his jungle at the same time. And now they're discussing Kindred builds in the chat. And the thing is, for PTA, you know, lots of squishies, you could go full crit. The classic sort of take a Zeal item, Infinity Edge Warrior with PTA. With PTA, you can always go against lots of tanks. You can go Warrior into Bork. People still do that. You're going into Stormrazor, right?
Yeah, I go like Stormrazor, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, I believe, by the end of the game, yeah.
No, I don't think you should be looking at Stormrazor at all.
No?
No. See, the thing is, with Kindred itemization is so weird, right? Kindred itemization is so strange. The pro players build it wrong all the time. There's so much versatility in terms of feel with what you can go with. But if you're going Warrior versus a whole bunch of squishies, I think you're wasting a Zeal IE slot with Stormrazor. Like you would do so much more, because remember you have actual scaling on your kit from crit. Hey, there we go. No. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah.
All right, good. 5 marks. Take the mid tower. So for me, what I'm seeing here is this should have been bottom tower Herald take. Look at this, dead. Hard shove wave into this. From that, you rotate down to the mid lane, do exactly what you did. And now you have tempo control to go and steal the Krugs. Obviously, dragons coming up as well, but I feel like they shouldn't have 2 dragons in this situation. I feel like you should have 2 dragons. Again, go take his whole jungle. You saw the wolves on the Grom spawn. Go. Let's go. Let's go kill him. I feel like you could be trapping here. Just kill the Ashe. You can Q her R. Like, I think you need to, at this phase, let's ignore everything we've done so far, right? Now you need to turn on 1v9 Kindred mode. You need to be able to 1v3 with a champion. And my honest recommendation to you is, if you feel that you cannot do that, then maybe the Shyvana Warwick is better backup. Do you feel like you could do that with Shyvana Warwick? Do you feel like you can actually 1v3 when people are out of position?
Yeah, definitely on Shyvana. 100%.
Because right here, you were too far back. You could have made that play. I think use the E too soon. Again. Because she had flash and heal, so we want to kind of bait her out of using the flash and heal and then use our E2 to finish her off.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your team is not with you. But if you did that, if you killed her, now they sort of... You remember what happens?
Yes, I do. I am not realizing that it's a 4v3 because Rakan and Darius are top.
Yeah.
And even besides that, we just did not secure this dragon. You know?
Difficult. I mean, with higher smite, you should be able to, but yeah, with that team comp, you're not going to be able to. Difficult to say, hypothetically, but I still think, like, this tower should be dead. Ashe should be dead here. Then you transition down and you kill Senna, because she'd be by herself. Like, they were all split up. I think you can destroy all of them with Kindred. But you need to feel comfortable doing that. You know?
Right.
I think... If you love Kindred, yeah, Haywood said, I said that, Haywood, but the problem is you give up this, which is third Drake. Like, yeah, you get the mark, but, I mean, that's, you know, it's not worth giving up third dragon. You could have easily trapped the Ashe, easily trapped the Udyr, and then trapped the Senna. They were all split up, and then they easily secure the dragon. And that's a mark as well. No, but I'm saying what happens is instead of contesting the Drake, there'd be no one to contest the Drake because he would have killed everyone. The Ashe, the Senna, and Udyr were all split. And he's a Kindred with Warrior. And 5 marks. He wins that. But yeah, that's another point. If you feel like, okay, we can't contest a dragon, there's 2 top, but you said you didn't recognize it. If you did recognize it, just give it up, go take your mark. Might as well get yourself fed, right? Oh, nice. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, and then I just kill this Ashe.
Yes, you do.
And then I jumped the wrong way. That ult is like too fat. I should have.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean,
trying to dodge it.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna focus on the fact that you killed them. I mean, I'm not looking for like challenger mechanics from everyone and every coach. And people always like to sort of. Yeah, I'm not overestimating that. No, that's my point, Anders. He's basically saying I'm overestimating your ability to mechanical outplay them, and I'm saying that's why Kindred's a high air elo champion, because you must be able to make those outplays, and if you cannot, you're limited. You're very limited.
Sure.
But like, your farming is good, you've made some good decisions, you've made some good plays, you can learn those Kindred mechanics, but I think you need to be aware of them. You know what I mean? It feels like some of the mechanics are not quite second nature yet, but your farming is efficient. Yeah, you did more camp sequencing than most of the golden plats, I see. Let me tell you that much.
Wow.
Yeah, the people don't camp sequence. But my extension of that would have been you should have counter jungled his entire existence.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I launch out that E just a little bit too early sometimes. That's definitely true.
But see, this is my issue with Kindred. You're gonna have a lot of these 5v5 fights, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else here has raw silver mechanics. No offense, guys, but there's mechanical growth as we go up the elos. You have to be smurfing with Kindred to win this. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I remember what happens here. I think that the Callista's running and like she kind of like turns back toward them momentarily and gives them a chance to kill her, and I sit there and watch them take Baron basically.
See, now they've all grouped up. It's a waste of a flash, but yeah, I mean, you're trying. Here we go. Can we do damage?
Yeah.
See, this is why we would say, you know, like a zeal item into IE would be more useful, because when they sort of group in like that, that's why Hurricane's always been so useful historically. It lets you do damage to a whole team, or Shiv as well. See, now you go top lane with Dragon up. Fortunately, your team takes it, but you went top lane. I think you should be with them. Right here, despite everything, I think if you're with them, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You've got Kindred, you've got Lamb's respite up. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I see a dead Udyr, I see a dead Ashe. I see you shoving this, I see you shoving mid. But they got the fight anyway, so you can shove it as well. That's good. But they're Baron, huh? You gotta be very careful of the Malphite ult. Keep your distance, keep your distance, keep your distance. Okay, good. You gotta use your... That's added. That's just reaction time. Can you flash a Malphite ultimate?
I have, but not consistently. Probably not, no.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking, if you had the flash up from the Baron, you know, you could try and flash out of that, ult for your team, and then clean up the fight.
Yeah, sometimes I just get stunned and not enough time for me to throw it on my R, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he took Predator Udyr, guys. Yeah. He took Predator Udyr. Yeah. I guess that's my... I think that's my honest opinion. I think if you love Kindred, keep playing Kindred. But I think there's this room to you need to understand that your mechanical outplays will need to start to happen more frequently. Like in those moments where I pointed out, like 3 people bot, 3 people at the Rift at this fight here before the Dragon. Like those little moments, if you can practice enough that you can make those plays, then this can work for you. But you need to be able to make those plays. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you like the champion and you love the champion, by all means. But if your goal is rank first, then I think to get to gold at least using a Warwick and a Shyvana, you're gonna have way more success. Because you farm efficiently. I can imagine if you were playing Shyvana right now, you could be 1v9 in these fights because you just are in and kill everybody.
Yep, you just click on people.
You click on people and they die. And with Kindred, you don't. You have to dodge, you have to dance, you have to understand, right, I've got my E on, this is gonna chunk them because I've Warrior. Obviously, we recommend not going Stormrazor. I think you should have a Zeal and a crit and IE right now, which would increase your DPS.
Okay, so I'm curious, like, why do you not like Stormrazor? Why do you not favor that for, like, where your PTA crit build?
No one really builds it anymore. It just doesn't do nearly as much as a Zeal item would in synergy with an Infinity Edge in terms of your attack speed and DPS.
Okay.
No one, I mean, I've got... You can come join the Discord. We've got a Kindred one trick. He'll talk through builds with you. This guy's...
Oh, no, I'm in the Discord. You're talking about Haywood. I know.
Yeah. Hey, like, let's speak to Haywood afterwards. Let's speak to Haywood. Because it also got nerfed, right? Oh, yeah, Haywood. It got uber nerfed.
Haywood actually gave me a build that I've been trying in normals. I've been enjoying with Kindred. It's like a Resolve secondary. But
yes. Oh, well, I'm not a huge fan of the Resolve secondary, but yeah, I know some people are. But that's my point. It's versatile. But if you're going to 1v9 with this, you got to just be on point. But that's not really the issue, you know what I mean? Like your build the build isn't stopping you from winning this game.
Right.
It's the trigger, it's the mechanical trigger required to turn a seemingly lost fight into a triple kill for yourself. That's what good Kindreds will do. And I think you have to be very honest with yourself. Do I want gold or do I just want to play Kindred?
Right.
Can I get to gold? Can you get to gold playing Kindred? Yeah. Only if you increase that confidence in the alpha Kindred playstyle needs to come into effect. You know, but you need to be very honest with it.
So another thing that I think you kind of like touched on for a moment was that I don't know if I misunderstood, but were you saying that it might be better to try to climb with like Shyvana and or Warwick up to like a certain point, maybe gold, and then try to play Kindred again, or were you saying just because higher elo people know how to play with them a little bit better?
Yes, that's 100% true. But a person with great Kindred mechanics, like you just, for me, look a little bit, the auto attacks are missing, the E's used a bit too soon. Like in that fight, you're forced entirely to sit backline. And in Silver, the reason why it doesn't work as well is if you're turbo smurfing and you have the right build here, you're 635, you're fed. You've got a lot of CS, you farmed very, very well. But for me, it's the mechanics in these fights. Like for Shyvana here and Warwick, you could deal with this. You provide CC, you provide lockdown, you're alive. You can live the entire fight and just keep sustaining and sustaining and sustaining. And because you're gonna have so many of these stupid 5v5s in Silver, if you cannot 1v5 a fight with Kindred, you're not gonna be able to win. Whereas if you were Shyvana, you know, like here he flashes out, right? And now with Shyvana, you say, okay, I ult, you know, or you've already ulted. You're just literally AOing them down. And with your farm and your split push and the fact that you should have more dragons and heralds, you could be level 17. You know, they're not killing you as an AD Bruiser Shyvana. They're just not killing you at all. But here now you're relegated to backside, okay? And you're reliant on someone playing Callista versus Vayne, who's level 16, who will melt you. You know, like you're limited by Kindred in this range. Yeah, AD Bruiser Shyvana is very good. You're limited.
Yeah, that's how I always play her. I don't tend to play her AP. I tend to play her just you know, Blood Razor, Mallet.
Yeah, that's bad. There you go. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think based upon how you've played in this game, you're limited by Kindred. It's not your game knowledge. It's not. There's a few reactionary things we talked about.
Right.
Like for me, this is phase 1. You know, this is Kindred knowledge of mark resets should give you 5, which gives you greater ability to outplay. Kindred needs that big lead. Once you get that big lead, no one touches you. You just keep stacking marks, keep stacking marks, you keep stacking marks. You build properly. You know, that you're not stealing away those moments. And the problem is with Shyvana, it's more forgiving because I think in this case you're thinking too much about Kindred, whereas with Shyvana you're thinking about jungling.
Yeah.
Like here you should be thinking about jungling.
I get what you mean here. Yeah.
Like this is counter jungling. Do you counter jungle this with Shyvana? You just say yes.
Yeah, I do sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like here, okay,
I mean,
level
I
6.
just generally try to stay ahead on farm. There was one game. It's a great example of this. I just stayed ahead of the enemy jungler. I was like 3 or 4 levels up on him the entire game.
Yeah. You were 2
like
levels up here too.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like,
yeah.
Little general pathing thing here, as I showed you. I mean, if it's warded, stay here. Like, I didn't see you use any of the dragon hops. You know, like, pit hops. Like, you can hop over the back here. You can hop over the pit here, to go and get those marks, to counter jungle. Sort of like map scaling that gets provided by Kindred wasn't abused as well. So I feel like using like
sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I'm not terribly consistent. Sometimes I miss jumps. Although
that's okay. Don't worry. I've seen Haywood Q and die. Don't worry. yeah. He does that a lot.
Sure.
But that's not the issue for me. It's you seem to lack the confidence to just say, I will carry this game.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it. I will carry this game. I'm ahead. I will carry. You're 2 levels ahead of the enemy jungler, and you played like you were the same level. You know,
sure.
For me, that's what I'm thinking about. Let's see.
You're saying I'm just not alpha enough.
Yeah. Let's skim the Shyvana game for contrast. Do we have one here?
Okay. Yeah, there's
like look at this,
like
1309, 1127, 997. We'll just say there's a macro shift. Like, let's look at this one. Like, look at this. GA Bork. He just full DPS Shyvana. He does not care, ladies and gentlemen. He just does not care. Amresh Ninja is just, nope, I kill everybody.
I'm very, very alpha on Shyvana, not so much with Kindred.
But if you were with Kindred, and I think that's what we're trying to say, is like, it's to become good at Kindred to become that level with Kindred does take a long time. It takes a long time. You know? Like, watch this. Here we go. Yeah? Right. I want to watch the difference in your body language.
Okay.
We'll watch this in super speed. Twitch chat, super speed. Okay. We start blue. Interesting, but I guess just for clear sequencing. We skip our wolves. We want. Okay. Buff control, because. Oh, it's a Shaco? Good.
It's a
Shaco. That's good. Yeah, that's good. It's a Shaco. Shaco demon! That's fine. That happens. Life sucks. Shaco players, go to. I mean, what? I love you all. Ugh, filthy. Yeah, but that was smart. Shaco will steal a buff. Good. Yeah, I didn't see any of this. This right here, I didn't see it all, and you could have. Imagine in those moments with Kindred, you're scouting with the plan, saying, "Yes, what can I stake?" Like you're walking, like you have the confidence of the mechanic because it's much easier to play. You're not limited by anything. Okay, in and out, good. Wait for spell cooldowns. Go back in. Hello. Good night. There we go. Flash out. Spin away. There we go. Ah, decent. Okay, you could have taken this whole jungle again, but the body language of... Okay, so here my only suggestion would be, right, you're Shyvana, you need to farm, you're very active early game. I would say you should be looking for sequencing Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. Like, you should be going from top to bottom for dragon control.
Sure.
Unless you want to gank top, but I don't think you should be looking to gank top because it's pushing. Yeah. Okay, so that... You're good, just go Krugs, Raptors, yeah? For more efficiency. for more efficiency. Because now instead of being on this right at this moment, you could have taken Krugs. You could have taken Grump already. Like that's a camp in your bag that you don't have now. But I'm watching, like it's much more efficient. Here we go. We're farming. Counter jungling. Here we go again. Look at this. It's confident pathing. Boom. Unfortunate. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. And you got the exhaust. Right. Dragon. Thank you. I love this. Oh. I like it. He stole the dragon. Sequencing up now. Like you did this with Kindred. This is what I saw this from you.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that walk into his jungle because you know if you run into him, you can kill him. That's what I didn't see. And again, though, you're gonna be up a couple levels. Like, this is exactly the same thing. You're skirting the edges. Yeah, you play Kindred like you play Shyvana. Except, you can't make the same plays.
Oh, that's your recommendation. Play Kindred more like I play Shyvana.
No. I'm saying you play Kindred like you play Shyvana, but with less confidence.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Which you shouldn't. Like, if you play Kindred the way you played it, but you had the mechanical ability on the champion to make those outplays, then it's fine. But with Shyvana, that mechanical outplay ability is much easier, because you just R and then AoE them down. With Kindred, you have to be much more nuanced with it. But I don't think we're quite there yet. But if you're willing to keep practicing it, do it. But I would say you should be looking to do that in flex normals for a bit.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, it takes time, but I would be doing it in flex normals and then just... This is... your 1v9 on the Shyvana is because you farm well, you had good rotational impact, and you walked into his jungle because you weren't afraid of him. And this has already made you 2-0-2, you're 20 CS up. Again, you got the Herald, plates. You just kill her. Yeah. I'm saying, if you want gold with your jungle knowledge, you should be playing Shyvana or Warwick.
Yeah.
I'm saying with your jungle knowledge.
How I did it last season, you know?
Yeah. I'm saying if you want to climb through gold with Kindred, I think simultaneously to doing this, you should be playing Kindred and normals and flex to refine those mechanics, and you need to start playing more aggressively. You need to start playing ham. You need to say, right, I'm gonna walk into these three people, I'm gonna try kill them all. But because it's a normal flex, if you die, it doesn't matter. But you need to limit test Kindred. You don't seem to know the limit of Kindred's damage, and that's what's holding you back. I think that's gonna be the caption sentence. You know how long you can survive with Shyvana, you know how much damage you can do, and in turn you play accordingly. With Kindred, you had a lot of moments you could have taken over, but you didn't know if you could do it. And I think you need to limit test with Kindred, but because it's a ranked solo queue game, you yourself are feeling significantly more risk averse. And it's causing you to give up.
Yes.
It's causing you to give up moments when you should be winning those moments. Game-winning moments. And that's why your win rate's so low. Yeah. Would you agree with that? Like, look at this.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Like, you can do that with Kindred. You can do that with Kindred, yeah.
Absolutely.
But you don't believe you can because you don't know the limits. So I think you need to start limit testing, try a whole bunch of builds. Don't be like other Kindred mains in the Discord that do that in ranked and then, you know, derank. But yeah.
Sure.
I think, like, what I'm seeing from this, like, you're 5-0-2, you've gotten a dragon, you should have had 2, unfortunately. You stole 1, you had a herald, you've had great farming, you've had good map impact. This is all good jungling. This is how I would say silver players, you want gold? Play like this. Take Shyvana, do this. Easy. You know? But if you want to do it with a higher elo champion, your mechanics need to be as good as your jungling. And if they are not, you need to go limit test. But don't limit test in rank solo queue.
Right.
Yeah? Do you agree?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Sorry, I'm dishing out a little harsh reality. I'm trying.
No.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. This is what I got. This is why I got you to do this. You know. So yeah, I mean, basically, you've kind of said like, I'm generally more effective with Shyvana. That would be an easier way to climb to gold if I wanted to get gold. If I wanted to do the same with Kindred, I would not only have to play similarly and try to practice playing, you know, this kind of like aggressive jungle style, but I'd also have to like practice the fundamental mechanics of the champion. Right?
Yeah, you need to go look at combos and go to practice tool, practice all the combos until you can do them in your sleep.
Got it. Yep.
You know, and with like those moments in the bottom lane with Kindred, you took the tower. you were too afraid to push up, even though there were 4 on the top side of the map, and you could have had an inhibitor tower. And setting the trap, like as you did with the TF, you should have set the trap on the Ashe and killed the Ashe. But you were afraid of being there and being caught out, so you fell back. And again, that leads to a game momentum swinging moment,
Right.
Yeah. I think your jungling is definitely primed for a platinum run. Like you should be, if you were only playing Shyvana, you'd be gold right now. And you'd be primed for a platinum run. We could talk more about game state and things like this, like the camp sequencing, the niche things, like you went from Raptors to Krugs and then down, that's time wasting. Should be Krugs to Raptors. We'd be talking more about that stuff. But for the Kindred stuff specifically, I think there's a mechanical disconnect to your jungle knowledge with that champion at the moment. But your foundation is good. It's just be ultra realistic if you want to do it in solo queue or not.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other jungle specific questions before we finish up?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
It was largely Kindred specific.
Yeah. No. I mean, I kind of had the impression that I would just be doing a lot better on Shyvana, and I was wondering if that's what that was something you were going to touch on at all. Yeah. I mean, I kind of already felt like, man, my win rate's just not good. It's like 40%. It's really bad. It's really bad. And the amount of games I can't get to gold with a 40% win rate. Like that's just, it's impossible. You cannot get that, right? No, you cannot. You can't climb at all. You just fall. Exactly. So I've been having a hard time. Like typically what I've been doing is like I play and I like I'm on the brink of demotion and I'm like, okay, time for a Shyvana game. And then I win. And I go back to playing Kindred and I lose down to the point where I almost get demoted. And it's just like a dumb cycle. So something fundamentally has to change, or I just have to accept that like maybe I should just be playing more Shyvana, Goals. Do I want to climb or do I want to have a bit more fun? But you can have fun. You can have fun in another queue if you just like playing Kindred. True. But yeah, I think those moments at Kindred where you just didn't count on jungle because of you weren't confident you could 1v1. That's like it's just, it should be triple level leads, 1v1ing everyone, 3v1ing everyone. But yeah, you're right. I think you've gone through the motions with Kindred for too long. That's the thing. You've gone through the motions for too long, and because of that, you haven't built on anything for probably like 50 games. Like you probably got to this point at 50 games, 60 games, and you just kept playing that way, and so it was like going through the motions instead of taking control. Like I like this normal, good. Keep doing that, but in those normals, I need you to play just like you play Shyvana. I don't care if you go. I don't care that I see a 291 in a normal. Let me see more 291s. But let me see those deaths be in their jungle. Let me see those deaths be in a 3v1 situation. Like really limit test the damage you can do with Kindred. Like I like this. Yeah, you're trying out the dead man's. Dead man's. Don't do that. Death dance. Yeah, death dance. Yeah. I was no dead with the Resolve secondary. I wanted to see kind of like if they could have more of a long, sustained, protracted team fight kind of thing or dueling kind of thing. Like I look at this. Yeah, like people look at this, guys. People don't look at the stats enough. Look at this. You can tell everything you need to know. So, firstly, everyone, I'm going to speak to you in general to Twitch chat. Don't go and compare yourself to the fellow Silvers and say, hey, I beat my Silvers. And then don't click Master Tier and say, hey, look at this. I have the same kill conversion ratio as a Master player. You don't, because they're playing against Master players, right? Look at your own elo. So I see you've got map control. And I think based upon what we talked about, you've got map control. Your vision, we didn't talk a lot about it, but make sure you, bit more vision, huh? Hit the plants, get control what's deep, scan a lot. Make sure you get that up. I think that needs to be way higher than 37. But objective ratio control, excellent with Kindred. Kill conversion ratio, good in general. Could be higher. Roam dominance, I saw you try and make ganks. Okay, so decent. Income, early advantage, early CS advantage, should be higher because they're counter jungling, but good. But then we look at combat, and we've got this huge dip of its utility. We've got this dip in kill participation. And for me, that says a lot. 44.8 is low. Look at a Master Tier, 56% kill participation. Because you're running away and not taking fights that you should be taking with the champion. You see? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't actually looked at this page before.
This is huge, guys.
Yeah.
I'm a map control jungler, so my map control stuff is always just huge. Like here, my combat is terrible, but I play champions that don't do combat; they do map control. You're playing a champion that does combat, so you better do combat. Does that make sense? When you look at your Shyvana, oh, look at the combat.
Wait. Oh, wow.
Look at
There's
the
a little
difference.
bit of delay, so now I'm seeing it.
Yeah, look at the difference.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, kill participation.
Yeah, I mean, kill participation's up to 51.
Higher?
Like, you have a higher kill participation. It's inverted. It should be the other way around. It should be 47 on Shyvana and 52 at least on Kindred, you know? Income, you do less damage per gold, but you have an 844 advantage. You have 11 CS advantage. You should have had the same with Kindred in that game. If you played Kindred the exact same way you played Shyvana, these stats would be exactly the same. Whoa. These stats tell you a lot about your champions, Twitch chat. A lot. A lot about where you need to improve. We just saw it. This is gold. Like, the only thing that, you know, damage share should be a bit higher, but, you know, you do your job. And of course, the damage per death, you know, make sure you're dishing out that DPS before you die. But, like, yeah, you see? Perfectly gold leveled. Again, vision score needs to be higher in general. I'd say that's a general thing. But, like, the difference is insane. Warwick, you haven't played enough games, huh? 4 games, okay, so nothing to learn.
Yeah.
But we can compare it to your Shyvana. Like, look at Kindred versus Shyvana, right? Kindred's in yellow. Like, you do, you have more utility, but that's because Shyvana has no CC, right?
Right.
Your income, you're nowhere near the same, and your map control, look at the difference. For me, that's it. The way you moved around the map, the way you secured objectives, the way you carried with Shyvana versus how you carry with Kindred, look at the difference. And the thing for me is those same windows were available to you on Kindred, you just didn't take them. Or couldn't take them. Because
I'm usually afraid that someone's going to catch me in the jungle and, you know, like I'm going to lose a fight or something. And certainly being able to track the jungler more efficiently or more effectively, I guess, in this case, would help with that. Like we kind of talked about briefly earlier.
In this case, you don't need to track him because he takes a dragon, it says dragon dead, you know where he is. If he takes a herald, it says herald dead, you know where he is, right? In both those moments, you didn't need to track because the map told you. But
right. I guess I just mean for more like moments where it's not obvious where he is, and like I could go in and maybe take something. I see a mark come up, you know, those kinds of more ambiguous situations. Yeah,
and you know, with Shyvana, you just walk into the jungle, and if they run into you, you say, "This is my jungle." Excuse me.
Yep.
With Kindred, you should be doing the same thing.
You just beat them up and you take the
money. I told you in Korea they're doing that level 1 strategy because their level 1 and 2 is very strong with other players around them. So, you know. Go literally go into League of Graphs, search Kindred, search Diamond Plus, Master Plus.
Say League of Graphs?
Yeah.
Huh.
Look at the replays for Kindred, watch their behavior, watch how they go in, and they just don't, you think, okay, leave. They turn and they just win the fight because the damage that comes out is insane. But I think you should do that on the side. Until you win 10 games in a row in normals or flex, and you literally destroy everyone, don't put them in solo queue yet.
Okay.
And when you do,
noted.
Switch back. And then go look. Like, this is all ranked, so you can go normals, huh? So go normals.
Yeah.
And then go look at your Kindred and compare the numbers to your ranked Kindred. And when your ranked Kindred looks embarrassing to your normal Kindred, say, okay, now I will go try it in ranked again. And once you do that, I think you should be gold already with Shyvana. Now you can use Kindred to get to plat. I think that should be your game plan.
Okay. Hey. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much. Hopefully it was helpful.
It was.
Yeah. And good luck on the Kindred learning train. Of course, stay in the Discord. We have a lot of people willing to help out, so hopefully they can help you as well.
Always.
And not meme you too much. All right, cool. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Take care. You as well.
Yeah, you too.